Good morning and welcome to Third Age Live. Today we're diving into a topic that affects every one of us as we age. How we can stay vibrant and healthy to enjoy this wonderful blessing of a third age that we have. I'm joined today by Roberta Wood, a medical expert who understands the real challenges that people face after 60, from chronic pain, fatigue, mobility. Do any of these sound familiar? And skin issues. We're going to explore how enhanced redox cell signaling, let me say that one more time because many people have never heard of this, but it's happening in your body all the time, every second. We're going to explore how enhanced redox cell signaling, this powerful support system within every cell in our body, can make a meaningful difference in how we feel and function every day. So welcome, Roberta. I'm delighted to have you here today to address the issues we face as we age. So why don't we start off by you telling us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you for having me, Kat. Hello, everyone. My name is Roberta Wood. I am, besides a wife and mother of two and grandmother of four, I am a retired certified registered nurse practitioner. I worked 18 years as a registered nurse and 12 years as a family nurse practitioner. However, I didn't just work in family. I worked in many areas like neurology, neurosurgery, and psych as well.
Great. Well, I'm excited to get your answers. We're excited to get your answers about how enhanced redox cell signaling can address our health issues. So let's jump right in. This is a big one. So why don't we start with pain management? How can redox cell signaling, enhanced redox cell signaling, help us with pain management?
When I retired 5 years ago, I struggled with significant discomfort and hurting every day, all day. So this kind of management is done through redox signaling in the fact that these molecules help with inflammation and they help with oxidative stress. And those are the two things in our bodies that actually are the basis of where our discomfort is coming from. These actually go through, and I could get really technical, a pathway that these molecules signal. And redox molecules are actually made every time a cell or a mitochondria makes an energy molecule for your cells. So if your cells aren't working good, you're not making very many redox molecules. And that's why sometimes inflammation and oxidative stress can get out of hand.
Did we always have a reduced number of these redox molecules?
No, actually, when you're young, you have an overabundance, and that's why you have tons of energy as a child. It's as we age, toxins we're exposed to, like pollution, that type of thing. Any kind of chemicals we take, like medicines are actually chemicals that our bodies have to detoxify and excrete. So, redox molecules, though, are native to your body. They are something that your body knows how to use. And so you really don't have to excrete them. They are actually used rapidly every day by your cells, but they decline with aging.
So how about physical limitations caused by pain, and what else?
Well, I can speak to that as well. Like I said, when I retired, I struggled just to walk from my office to my car because of discomfort and my other autoimmune. But I can say that your physical limitations come as we age because we get sedentary. We don't really move much. We start to lose muscle mass. And that in and of itself will affect our physical abilities, our coordination, and the ability to have any stamina to keep moving forward.
How can the redox molecules impact joint function and flexibility?
Actually, they help with elasticity. Our joints are made of collagen materials, and as we age, they stiffen up. They don't want to move because we don't actually have a good diet that actually will get us the things that we need. And some people don't believe in supplementation. And some supplements aren't as good as others. So if it's really important that, you have that flexibility in order to keep moving.
So tell me, Roberta, nutrition is so important to an aging body, and older adults often don't have the best eating habits and often have trouble absorbing the nutrients that go into their body. So, what can these redox molecules do to support gut health or metabolism? Is there a way that it can aid better nutrition?
Without redox molecules, the things we eat would leak out the pores of our colon as our food traveled through, and it'd leak toxic chemicals into our bloodstream. So that's one thing that it does. It also helps with digestion and helps with your microbiome in a number of different ways. So when we think it's just aging and we're supposed to feel bad, that's not true. Your body was meant to heal itself, and it can if you get it the right combination of things that it needs. Good nutrition, redox, and it will make the good energy for you.
Our bodies are so amazing. And I think that what I'm hearing from you is that the redox signaling, if it's at a good, strong level, it will keep everything communicating better.
Well, it communicates and activates important processes in your body. Redox, that's what it does. And if they can't communicate, if your cells can't communicate, little else matters because everything's going to go wrong.
Can redox, enhanced redox cell signaling, help you to keep your hair?
Actually, hair is made of cells as well. And so the answer is yes. And what I have found, in fact, I had a lady, and you're very right, a lot of women are experiencing this. I have a lady that does my taxes, and she was saying, oh, this my dad had this problem, and I'm going to have this problem. I just can't. I've tried everything out there, and nothing helps my hair. And I convinced her to try the molecules, to drink them, and to put the Renew 28 gel on her scalp to try and help, because she had a serious spot right here in the front where she had hardly any hair. She might have had maybe 50 hairs on top of her head.
Oh.
And she said, I refuse to wear, anything to cover it up because I think that makes it worse. You sweat and it holds everything in. She said, so I just go as I am. And she goes, I just wish I had some hair for my grandson's wedding. And I said, well, how far away is that? And she said, well, I've only got about 3 or 4 months. I'm going to go out at 3 months, but it's 4 months away from now. And when she went out for that wedding, she was literally amazed at how much hair had filled in that section.
That is great. That is great news. Everybody should know about this. Okay, so there's one last thing that I forgot. I let skin and hair get in the way, but chronic fatigue is something that people can't get out of. I mean, once you have chronic fatigue, you stop anticipating joy. You stop anticipating movement. You stop anticipating adventure. So what can these redox cell signaling molecules do to help you get energy?
Well, we need to think about this logically. Because our cells have mitochondria in them, the mitochondria are actually our powerhouses of our cells, and every cell has a different number of mitochondria in them. But as the mitochondria die off, you're not going to get very much energy molecules made within those cells. And that's where the chronic fatigue comes in. So by replacing your redox signaling molecules with bioidentical ones that are made by this company, and actually they're proven in studies, these can actually help with that communication that the cell needs in making molecules of energy called ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. And by improving your nutrition, that helps you make those energy molecules, and your energy is slowly going to come back. I know over the last 4 years, I had about zero energy. I know how tired I was and how exhausted, and just doing simple things like getting dressed made me want to just sit down and take a nap. that's not any fun. And you do lose your will to want to do something. But I'm going to tell you, it has totally changed how I have done things. And that's why I take my redox several times a day. If I feel like I'm slumping in energy, I have some more redox because my body is telling me something. It's telling me, hey, I need a little boost. Are you listening? And if I've had a good meal and I don't need more food, which I'm not feeling hungry, I have a little bit of redox. And that gets in there and helps boost that energy. Because without your cells and your mitochondria in those cells making good energy for you, you are going to have chronic fatigue.
So it sounds like this is something that's not what we normally hear about. It's not a supplement like put this powder in your morning coffee or take these pills, add this to your body. And that's what we're used to hearing. And whether it works or not, that's the way it's been. And now, don't you notice people sort of glaze over when you start to talk about cellular health and how you can do this by adding back? If I'm saying anything wrong, you tell me. By adding back what's already in your body. And if you can just supplement that without anything that's not in your body, that this is something entirely new. Is that true?
Well, and you need to think about this. You have no idea what's in some of those powders and what's in chemical wise that your body doesn't know how to use or doesn't and has to detoxify and excrete. Okay. Redox signaling molecules are native to your body. That means they're made within your body. It's just your body isn't making enough of them for some reason. Those molecules are what you're putting back, and they come in normal saline. Saline is the fluid that fills your cells, and the thing that you get if you end up in the hospital dehydrated.
So, what's the difference between the liquid and the gel?
The liquid is one strength. It's the basic product that they first were able to make and verify through our patented labs or our independent labs that come and say that yes, this is in these bottles. The gel is actually, the Renew 28 is double strength of the liquid that you're drinking. Many people were using the liquid and spraying it on because they were seeing great results, whether they drank it or whether they sprayed it on. Okay. So the company went and made a gel, double strength of the liquid, and they use a organic clay to make it. It's safe any place except in your eyes because you don't want to scratch the corneas of your eyes with that clay that's in there. The clay is what makes it thick like a gel.
Gel. Mm-hmm.
So there is a great benefit to that because bentonite clay is actually very cleansing to your pores. So if you put it on, it also helps to fight bacteria that's there, and it will pull impurities out of your pores. In fact, the company also makes a great bentonite clay mask, and that does also have the redox molecules in it to help your skin. Yeah. But my journey actually has been one of small, great things I have seen. Number one, my breathing started getting better. I actually put the liquid in my nebulizer and started using that to breathe in so that my cells in my lungs could actually benefit from getting in the redox molecules right in my lungs. That really started to improve my breathing along with taking the supplement. As the breathing got better, I started moving a little bit better. My joints weren't hurting as bad. I was noticing that my stamina was improving. And as time went on, I started, like I said, using the gel more, using the liquid more, and everything just started falling into place. And like I said, with the moving, it just got easier and easier. And so over the 4 years, I have gone from 14 meds to 4. I have gone from inflammatory markers that were 39 down to 10.
That's amazing.
And those are actually things you can measure. I went from having a borderline blood sugar down to a normal blood sugar. And I'm talking A1Cs, the one they check every 3 months. So it's working behind the scenes, even when you don't think it is. But when you get those labs and you've gone to your doctor and he draws your blood work and he said, wow, what are you doing? Things are looking better. My cholesterol is good. All of the biomarkers that were off when I was very ill and retiring are all back in the normal range. And I have my stamina back. And currently I'm down here in South Carolina visiting a friend. So yeah, movement and travel got a whole lot better.
Oh, I love that. Your color's great. I can feel the energy coming from you. That's delightful. So, this tells me that aging is inevitable, but suffering doesn't have to be. And as we've heard today, supporting your body at the cellular level. Now, keep this in mind because I believe we're going to be hearing a lot more about this healing at the cellular level with redox signaling. So it may be one of the best and underutilized methods to improve energy, sleep, what do we say, mobility, skin, hair. This sounds wonderful. So thank you, Roberta, for being with us and sharing your knowledge. And to those listening, keep asking questions, stay curious, and know that vibrant aging, it's well within reach. So thank you so much for joining us today. And thanks, Roberta, again for being with us.
Thank you for having me.